Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to all of you. It's the 30th day of January, right here in the heart of the 618. It's our daily show. CJ Nasello with you on RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Good show lined up for all of you today. We're going to be talking to a new business that's opening up, actually, over in the St. Louis city area, and it's really cool. It's called Flight Club, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that. And then at 10:35, Steve Schwartz, John Keller join us from the East End Improvement Association, and we're going to get some details ahead of this candidates forum for the consolidated election. The candidates forum takes place on the 4th of February, and we'll get all the details. RiverBender.com will be bringing you the sights and sounds of it. We'll take you to top of the hour news at 9:02. Here's what you need to know. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain did announce that a 17-year-old male from Belleville has been detained on charges of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and defacing identification marks of a firearm. The charges stem from an incident that occurred on December the 20th, where the juvenile allegedly possessed an uncased loaded 9mm pistol with the serial number removed near Interstate 255 and North Bluff Road in Collinsville. The investigation was conducted by the Collinsville Police Department, and as always, the defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. In a tragic incident, on January the 28th, a pedestrian was struck and killed by a vehicle in Freeburg. The accident occurred on Illinois State Route 13 when a 35-year-old male pedestrian entered the roadway and was hit by a 2012 black Jeep Wrangler traveling south. The victim sustained life-threatening injuries and was rushed to a regional hospital where he was later pronounced deceased. The 31-year-old female driver reported no injuries at the scene. The Illinois State Police are currently investigating the circumstances of this crash with further details pending. A 42-year-old convicted felon, Kenneth R. Nickel, is now facing several new felony charges following a traffic stop in Granite City. Nickel, who is currently listed as homeless, has been charged with armed violence, unlawful possession of a firearm by a repeat offender, and possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, among other charges. During the stop, officers found multiple firearms, including a stolen handgun and illegal drugs, including cocaine and methamphetamine. Nickel admitted to possessing the weapons and drugs. He remains in custody as the Granite City Police Department builds its case against him. Also in the news today, as the Alton Community Unit School District Number 11 prepares for the upcoming consolidated election, Board of Education candidate Jason Harrison shared his vision for the future. In a recent interview, he emphasized his commitment to advocating for those without a voice, including educators, parents, and students. Harrison, a local business owner, aims to foster innovation and entrepreneurship within the district, highlighting the importance of skills that align with job market demands. He believes in creating partnerships between schools and the community to offer students real-world experiences and job opportunities, ensuring that every child can thrive. We'll keep you updated as we hear more of the candidates' platforms as we get closer to April the 1st. Finally, in local news today, Valentine's Day weekend in Grafton is promising a great experiences for couples and families alike. From February the 14th through that Sunday, the city will host several promotions as part of the Grafton is for Lovers campaign, featuring special meals and deals from local businesses. Dan Ebbing, president of the Grafton Chamber, joined us on the show and encouraged you all to explore the community's unique charm and highlighted the various lodging options and enticing packages to keep you in Grafton all weekend long. We'll keep you updated as we get more details on all of these great upcoming ways that you and your loved ones can spend time this Valentine's Day weekend and throughout the warmer months as we get closer to spring and summer. And then finally, in national news today, we are following that tragic collision that took place over at Ronald Reagan International Airport. Coming up in just about 50 minutes, the president is going to hold a briefing on the aviation disaster in the press briefing room. This will be on camera. That'll take place around 10 a.m. And just wanted to keep you updated on that. That's the latest that we have from just any updates on it. Just terrible, all the people that have perished in that. But the president will hold a briefing in about an hour's time in the briefing room at the White House. With that being said, at 9:06, let's take a look at weather, shall we? It's 37 degrees, and it feels like my sinuses are terrible today. It feels like 36, humidity, 95%. That feels great. Today, cooler with rain, and tonight, periods of rain and potentially a thunderstorm. We'll take a look at that here in a couple of seconds. Temperatures will reach 45 degrees today and drop down to 43 overnight as we head into Friday. On Friday, spot showers, a high of 49, a low of 31 degrees. And on Saturday, a high of 50, a low of 35 degrees. But on Sunday, here we go. Here we go. A high of almost 65 on Sunday. I'll take it. And a low of 40. On Monday, we're starting off the week with a high of 60 degrees, 2 days in a row in February. I'll take it, and a low of 30 degrees as we head into next Tuesday. That's just a look at the next 5 days, and here's what's happening now. It's 37 degrees. It feels like 36 out there for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com /weather. So just a little bit more updates for you on when we can see maybe some heavier pockets of rain. And it looks like by 5 o'clock, the storms are all clear. So you'll see around this afternoon a little bit of some heavier rain about 3 p.m. I'll pull this up on the screen so y'all can see it with me. I know that some of you are just curious. You got a heavier pocket of rain there. That's around 3 p.m. this Thursday. And then you can see us just hanging out on the outskirts of that little bit of heavier precipitation. By 4 p.m., that's kind of just staying where it's at, and by 5 and 6, it's moving past us, so nothing where it's going to be long-lasting this evening. So buckle down if it starts to get a little more torrential out there, and just hang out for an hour or two, and then everything else looks pretty darn good. That's a look at what's happening in terms of precipitation. You can see that weather radar all the time by going again to RiverBender.com /weather. Hey, before I take a quick break and we come back and hang out for a little bit on this Thursday morning, you know what? I'm going to be a barbecue dealer again. Are you craving barbecue done right? I mean, let's be honest here. There's nothing better than a nice just barbecue platter any day of the week, any month of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those meals, if it's done right, like by award winners, you're always going to be in a great mood. And at Carver's Barbecue, no different. You know, at Carver's Barbecue, it's all about making sure that it's just affordable and the best there is around. And they do it time and time again. I'm telling you, these catering options are to die for. Why cook? Why stress out about it when you can have Carver's do it for you when they've been doing it for so many years and they pretty much perfected the art form? What I love is, man, that brisket just melts in your mouth. And whether or not you're catering for a crowd or you're just stopping by 2716 Groveland and Godfrey and you're getting lunch for yourself, you can order online today. Look how easy this is. We'll do it together. You think I'm kidding? Go order online now. You just add that to your cart, check out, and then go pick it up. How about that? Just make sure you tell them that RiverBender.com and CJ sent you over their way. Whether or not you're going for brisket, nachos, pulled pork, or so much more great food at that award-winning barbecue restaurant in Godfrey, it's going to be a great day when you stop by and see Jeff. That's CarversBBQ.com, CarversBBQ.com. Don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. All right. Let's take a quick break. Look at downtown Alton. We'll come back. More Daily Show next.
Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. But isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell them.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hello, it's me. I've thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something.
I'm not putting the moves on you. Well, it's, what the hell, we're here now.
We're not even to the last Thursday yet.
And I haven't even been to Max today,
Hey, is this summer? Just need summer.
Mike Weller, it always feels like summer when AP Cigar and their folks are around. I mean that, man.
Thanks,
the vibe
man.
that you guys have and the after hours events last year, it could be 14 degrees, but everyone was having fun and it felt like the middle of May. You know, it was pretty cool.
Well, Mac's not scared of Ameren bills. That guy goes crazy on that.
I don't want to look at him.
I don't even want to think about him. I have a hard enough time paying mine.
God, I never even thought about that. That's a good point.
Well, think about the summer. He ACs the whole downtown.
That's true.
You walk by, it's 10 degrees cooler by his doors.
That's true. Bell Street is about 10 degrees cooler.
Oh, yeah. God bless Mac.
Oh, man. Well, with that being said, God bless AP Cigar, man.
Oh, thank you.
How's life been treating?
It's good, man. We got this year we did some new furniture. We did some new tables inside, so it's a little more executive, a little bit nicer.
Nice. Your hair's looking good.
Yeah, yep. I got a fresh, what do the kids call fresh fade?
Fresh fade. Well, I don't know the lyrics either. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't. So anyway, so the barbershop opened up upstairs. So confluencebarber.com or confluencebarber.com. You can book an appointment there. He is a licensed barber, so he does the straight blades, and so he was doing that. He put a little.
It looks sharp. You can tell. Yeah.
So that yesterday he made it look better than I can. I actually forgot I was coming on today, so this is about as best as I can get it. So I've already been moving stuff, for the neighbors and everything today.
Well, I mean, you got that going on, and then you had the barbershop install, come in, and that's huge. I mean, you have something going down there at the corner, man.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun, we got, it's just, we kind of created a place for guys just to be guys, with the cigar shop downstairs, and we have a lot of women that smoke cigars.
Yeah.
But, there's no TVs, everybody kind of talks, like a lot of cigar customers have really been enjoying, having a barbershop right upstairs. A lot of downtown people are enjoying having a barbershop down here.
You're right, because there really isn't a...
No, because Merle Norman was doing cutting hair. You have V Salon right around the corner, which is... I'm sure they can cut guys' hair.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if any of them are licensed to do straight blade shaves and stuff like that. So I had my first one yesterday. It was probably the most relaxed I've been.
I've always wondered that.
Holy cow. It was. And I wish I would have just had him shave my whole head. I could have sat there for an hour. It was I'm not kidding, man. It was amazing.
Speaking of kid terms, that was like your ASMR, is that what they call it? AMSR?
You know what? You're wrapped up in these hot towels, and so you don't really hear too much, and you're just kind of, I don't know where you go, but it's beautiful wherever it is, So it's like there's weight on your eyes. It's warm. It's literally, I could do it every day.
Well,
it was beautiful.
The experience you created, man. I mean, you got the barbershop, but then how much better would it be just to go and have a cigar right afterwards?
So yeah, if you make your appointment, you come in an hour before. What's really cool is the way the building was designed, or I guess probably cobbled together over the years. There's two different air gaps, so you don't hear downstairs. You don't hear the cigar shop when you're upstairs. You don't smell the cigar shop when you're upstairs. It's really beautiful. We don't hear whatever music he's playing in the barber shop.
Whoa.
So it's really cool. You get to look out the windows over downtown while you're in a late 20s, early 30s barber chair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's old school as heck. Right now is barber station is a couple whiskey barrels and a live edge piece of wood from SHB from Secondhand Barrel Co. We had that stuff in the store, so we just moved stuff around to get him up and running. He's definitely got more, decorating and all that good stuff to do, but it's beautiful up there, man.
Well, and honestly, I'm excited to go check it out just to see what they got.
Yeah, it's neat. It's 40. If you get a whole bunch of services, it's 40 minutes or whatever, but it's your time. Like, man, just to take a break from the world, your phone's in your pocket, you're under a cape, you're getting your hair cut, you turn around. He turned me around. I've never gone this high up on a thing.
Right.
But mine just gets poofy here and instantly.
Well, I mean, you saw what I was rocking for a while. I had a nasty looking...
You're looking real politician-like with the
I'm gonna
jacket.
run.
And what are you running for?
A garbage man.
Well, you're needed in downtown. You have my vote.
Yeah, there we go.
There's lots of extra litter for some reason around. So I saw a guy, I thought he was picking it up, but he was just opening things and putting them back down. So every town's got it.
Well, and see, that's what I think's cool though. Is like, you really make it a point to help out. Really help try to put something in downtown. I mean, what the collaboration that you and Mac kind of have going now is really cool. Where what Mac does too. I mean, we talk about it on the show to help people. I mean, it's no undertold story. I mean, I talk about it all the time, just the support that he gives. But things like you and Russ, and like especially that kind of just community hub, that's what gets it to grow, and it's cool, man. It really is. It's
really kind of cool how it all works out. Like, the Irish pub is Morrison's right there. We're right there.
I'm going to lunch soon at Morrison's. We got to do John's taking me for my birthday. I'm excited.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
Oh, that's okay.
Are you 22 now?
26.
Are you 26?
Yeah, I got and see, I thought I had a lot of city miles, but I realize I'm older than I think I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't talk about my age. So, happy belated, though.
But you're right, you got Morrison's and all these great places.
Yeah, so, the first three things are occupied, and they bring different clientele at different times, which is really cool. We're talking about expanding our hours and being open. Currently, the cigar shop's Wednesday through Sunday.
Right.
But with the barbershop being open Tuesday through Saturday, we talked about just being open for the guys that want to go in. Yeah. I know there's 3 guys booked tomorrow. They're going to have to get their haircut first thing, come downstairs. I think they're going to come get their haircut, go to Max for lunch, come back and have a cigar. So
there you go.
They're literally patronizing 3 different businesses, and they're walking to all of them. That's what a downtown should be. And the second floor economy thing, it's something that we had to do back in the day because all the first floors were filled up. Well, now not so much, so he could have went anywhere. He trusted that we can get that place open. Our marketing, our clientele is the same. It's a lot the same. Anybody that's going to pay for that kind of service for themselves is probably going to treat themselves to a nice cigar as well.
Right.
So
and it's just about creating an experience because there's a lot of places that are create experiences that are designed for women, and that's great. There's nothing. We need more. We need all of those, but to have something for that true kind of gentle.
Have you been inside a V Salon?
Oh, it's cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, that place is just incredible.
It's elegant.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that is meant for an occasion.
Yeah, it's elegant. You're right. When you go upstairs to the cigar shop, elegance isn't what we're shooting for. Rustic, not rough, but rustic, and just more masculine.
Like to me, it was just it kind of takes me back to like a Great Gatsby-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's not steampunk, but it just kind of looks rustic, but it's this weird like mid-century too. It's kind of cool, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, he picked the colors. It's like a dark green with black accents,
and it ties into the cigar shop.
Yeah, it all kind of flows together. As far as, and it's nice because you can be getting your haircut. It could be pouring down rain. Get your haircut. You can go down the steps and exit, or you can go through the steel door there that goes into the cigar shop. Have a cigar. If you bring your own beer, you can have a beer. Speaking of beer, I just purchased a whole bunch of Red Rooster out of Hillsboro, Illinois beer, and it is in the barber shop. So feel free to check those out. They're mine. You can take one of mine and enjoy it. That's absolutely fine. But they came down here. And we introduced them to the folks over at Shea Maryland's.
Oh, yeah.
That are opening up there.
Have you met them yet? Good people?
I actually knew one of them
cool.
already.
I want to get him on the show. I haven't had him.
Jeremy that owned the Street Eats food truck. Awesome guy.
Yeah.
Made one of the best cheese queso burgers I've ever had.
Oh man, if that's the food they're bringing back.
Yeah, man. So he's a hard worker too. So I think
I'll have to get him on the show. I've been wanting to talk
I think
to him.
he'll be super consistent. But yeah, Red Rooster came down yesterday from Hillsboro. They're a brewery, distillery, Airbnb, cool little restaurant, all in one old hotel in the town square. It's beautiful. They're doing kind of what we're trying to do, what every small town should be trying to do, and that's build up, right? And anyway, they came down, and I know Solera's going to pick them up, whether tap or canned. Shea Maryland's going to pick them up, and then Morrison's is even going to pick up a line or 2 for theirs. So they came to downtown Alton. We showed them around, and they're going to do 3. They might even go into Jerseyville at the Germania Brew House up that way. Yeah, so, we just kind of called some contacts. When you find good people that work hard, then you want to share it out,
And
so.
that's kind of what's, it's not fun. It's kind of ironic because it's the same type of stories we heard from the guys that built up the district before, kind of how it started. You know, like really how the influx of the downtown district came to be was that same type of community, and finding these guys that worked hard and going, hell, let's try to help them out here. Let's get them here.
I mean, how many, so Cats, obviously changed hands, but it's open for a long time. Max, these guys worked full-time jobs.
Right. That's what no one realizes, I don't think.
I think Mac's still working.
I think so.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy. Like, he just doesn't know how to stop working, and he should be sitting back and, just watching people have a good time.
I should call him right now and ask.
Yeah. Like,
Sir, are you working right now?
Right. He's probably moving steel or something, and he doesn't, have an office job. He's got a labor job.
It's a real job,
Yeah. I'm not an office job.
No, I agree.
Please don't
don't get mad at me. I didn't.
It's way too early in the year to be yelled at.
Yeah.
So
you should see my inbox.
I quit checking until the second quarter.
But you're right, though. It's how Cat and all this. And now, what I think's cool, though, is we have a chance. I mean, because, Cat Daddy's right now with the food stuff, it's pretty cool. They got some good stuff going on.
I heard the pizza's awesome. What else is there besides pizza?
They have some bar food, just brats and stuff, which is always good to have. Brats. And then the peanuts they have, they're called Cat's Nut or something.
Nuts?
Yeah, it's something like that. But I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It is called that, and it's really good. They have they're honey roasted and all that, they're spicy.
Really?
It's really wild. But add Shays to that, and then what Mac's doing, and then you have a full date in downtown again.
Yeah.
And then you have the shops like Coco and Oak. That's a pretty great place to shop.
And it looks beautiful.
Funky Cards is cool.
The CJ's Juicery to start the day.
Cool,
At 5 a.m. I was already down here doing yoga.
Well, the yoga, Riverbend Yoga's doing phenomenal. They are working
they
over
have
there.
100+ classes a month.
I see them. I put them on the calendar. It's incredible.
It's awesome. Yeah, no, they're fantastic. If anybody wants to ever join, it's Aerial Fit at 5 a.m. on Wednesdays. It's just kind of a lot of core. You're climbing up the sling, stuff like that. So I started my Wednesday like that. So it's a good break. Go to bed early Tuesday, get up early Wednesday, and then go sweat.
Right.
And then we cruise down to GB Grill and have breakfast.
There's no better breakfast than
I'm telling you what, man.
That is the place. Jimmy is the best.
Jimmy is the best.
Legend status.
Yeah.
Well, and when we come back, we got to talk about After Hours. We haven't done that
yet.
It's
so exciting.
I know. We were just talking about it. I teased it. I said, you guys kind of really made this a whole day experience, and I think it's going to be even better than it was last year. So we'll take a quick break. It's 9:30. We'll come back with more Daily Show right after this on Riverbender.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hank Williams Jr. Okay.
Because I'm not 26.
I was 21 3 weeks ago for like 4 years. Back with Mike Weller, AP Cigar. The last Thursday of the month is tomorrow.
Holy smokes, it is.
You ready?
Not really. Almost.
Well, that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Right,
so
yeah.
we're almost there.
We're almost there. So this year, it's going to be set up a little different. A lot of our customers, they work evenings, and then a lot of them work early on Fridays, so they had a hard time getting out. So we changed the format just a little. It's still 6:30 to 9:30 at max. It's still a free appetizer. You still get the shirt if you buy the cigar package, which it's discounted cigars plus a free T-shirt. Each month's different. This month is dill green, and I looked up what's the color for January, and for some reason it said dill green, so I called Alton Printing, and I said, dill green, sir. Okay. Been ordering shirts from that guy for I don't know how many decades. So what's going to be fun this year, this month will be Table 36 cigars. It's the Peacemaker cigars. It's actually my brand.
Yeah.
It's just the easiest to do. I'm right here. February through June, we have different cigar makers or their representatives coming into town for a 3 to 6 in the store. And then they're going to pack up and go 6:30 to 9:30 at max.
Man, good for them.
So the swag is going to be off the chain this year because these guys, their whole purpose in coming to Alton, to come into a cigar shop, is to build their brand. They want you to buy their brand over some legacy brands. So I put in the work last year to try to create this event, lose the money every single month to get these folks to come, so the consumer, when somebody comes, you pay $50.
Right.
You're getting not just the shirt for the event, but they're going to hand you this or hat or whatever, or and at 9 o'clock we're still drawing for a grand prize. Well, with these guys coming in town, maybe there's a couple drawings. Maybe there is. It is going to be so much worth. So we're still drawing at 9 o'clock. You still have to be present to win. That's unfortunate, but we want to give somebody something right then.
AJ bartends on Thursdays, doesn't he?
And then chili mac with queso is the special on Thursdays.
Come on, what do you
Shout
do?
out
You don't
to
even
AJ.
need to leave early. What are you talking about?
So I'm running around, so the chili mac gets a little cold, and it's got to be hot, right? So, but you get a free appetizer. It's if you haven't had the chili mac, I absolutely love it. So I'm not even a huge chili mac fan.
Me either. It is good.
But they put the queso in there. They can give me some Fritos scoops, and I wouldn't even need the fork. I could just eat it. So it's a good crowd. It's a good bartender. It's fantastic. I loved the Decembers. I looked around, and there's just people all over the patio just enjoying cigars. Mac's got great ventilation, so you don't leave smelling like a cigar shop or smelling like smoke or anything. And with all these folks coming, there are some huge name companies. There's some boutique guys. One guy's coming to do Bike Week in Grafton, and he owns the company, so he's coming up from Florida. And so there's Bike Week in Grafton, May 15th through the 19th.
I got to get him on the show.
Yep, Corey.
He liked a post of mine recently.
We're going to get together. We're getting together, I think, this week or probably next week because this week's busy. And we're going to have what's called a pit crew meeting or a pit meeting. I don't know. So it's got to have a title.
It's
I guess.
a meeting.
It's a meeting. I don't know why we have to have more words involved, but. So we're going to have a meeting over at Mac's. I've already talked to Mac about using that back area for all motorcycles for that week or whatever, just to try to, they're coming in for Grafton. Hopefully the weather holds out. May's could be sketchy, especially mid-May. It could be snow and ice, or it could be 120 degrees. So no matter what, it should be a good time, but the better the weather, the more folks will be out enjoying riding around. Probably doing those burnouts and drag racing everywhere.
Hey, and lasting.
I don't approve of any of that.
I would never do that ever.
Whenever they were doing that around the old cigar shop, I had to close up and move to Alton. I was like, this is too rough up here in Rosewood Heights. It's a lot safer down here in Alton. So
makes sense. I always wondered the story to that. Yeah. Now we know.
Now you know.
With that being said, I got it. With that being said, why Table 36? I've never asked you why you named it this.
I didn't. I bought the brand.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this. Okay.
So I'll mess up the steakhouse, so I won't say it. But there was a lot of guys who just needed to spend money. And so they would go to this restaurant back when you could smoke inside, and it was always, 8, 10, 12 of them. Yeah. Table 36 was always the biggest table. So they would go there, have steaks, smoke cigars, and then somebody conned them into all throwing in a bunch of money and starting a cigar brand. And they did, and they took it to the big trade show, and they had accounts all over the country, and they came out with a couple different lines, the last one being the cigar I still have made now. And then everybody kind of retired, and, it was fun, exciting, new. Well, then when it becomes work, then everybody kind of takes a backseat to it. Then they're doctors and lawyers, and
they have careers.
They literally have careers. They don't want to sell cigars all day.
Right.
So I was always trying to buy just one seat at the table, pun intended, because there were so many investors. And one day, since I expressed so much interest, one day they came to me and said, somebody from Chicago wants to buy it. If you could, and they're all from St. Louis, right? And they said, if you can match their offer, then, we'll sell it to you, because then it'll stay in St. Louis. And I said, okay, cool. And I didn't have the money, and then I just sold everything super cheap to raise the money, and then I bought it, and then I had to buy inventory, so I had to sell a rental home I had to buy the inventory. It was probably a terrible, terrible financial decision. But, it was something I hadn't done in the industry before. I hadn't owned a cigar brand. Currently, it's sold in New Zealand, on the East Coast, Missouri, of course, St. Louis. There's the best shops in St. Louis have the cigars, which I'm honored. It's really great shops. There's a guy that had my cigar that's in Effingham, and he wants to put them in his humidor, and he might be building a really cool liquor stop in Godfrey. But, so TBD. He wants some. Yeah. We'll see, right? So somewhere in Godfrey, there could be something super cool. And, So, it's nice. It's also gotten me in a lot of doors. I've also learned from a lot of cigar shop owners that have been in the business a lot longer than I have. I've been selling cigars in Alton in the early 2000s. And then when the smoking ban came in, the people that owned that shop closed up. And then I went about my way to, I was earning money. And then I was like, I don't like this income. So then I was like, let's start another cigar shop. And so now I don't have any money. So it worked. Yeah. So, it's, go in phases, Right. So it's like I can pay my bills on time, but no. It's actually super good down there. The customers are awesome. They've truly become family. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, you created a really cool atmosphere. The whole shop did. It turned into this really cool environment where people go, and it seems like once someone comes in once, it's not their last time going in,
It's nice whenever, visitors stop there, they walk in, they'll look around. Even if they're staying here for an extended amount of time, a couple months or something for work, they look around and you're like, can we help you? And you're like, just make sure it's a real cigar shop. We don't sell vapes. We don't sell even pipe tobacco. We don't sell, all we sell is cigars and accessories for them.
And see, that's another great note too, just in case no one stopped by yet and hasn't realized. You are definitely a full-blown cigar shop.
Yeah, we're pretty legit.
I'd say so.
We don't have the 2 for $1.29 or whatever it's called. The corner store right over here on 4th and Bell has you taken care of there.
You don't do donations?
Donations?
There was one store where you could do donations and get single cigarettes for a long time.
Oh, that's funny. No.
25-cent donations.
We sell... we do sell single cigars.
But that's legal.
Yeah, that's legal. Right. It's heavily taxed, but legal. So, no, we... it's a what's neat is when somebody needs something or does something, it's surprising like how many people will show up to support that. That's what's really cool.
Well, and that's what I wasn't patronizing you last year when you started doing this, but I believe in the event from the moment it started because of just what you were doing. I mean, you and Mac have the same environment over there. We're the people that go the Macs. It's so cool just to sit there and just kind of observe, you know?
Yeah.
And the same thing over with what you guys have, so it's the perfect blend, and to kind of give everyone this unique experience in the middle of the week, it's really cool. I mean, it's badass.
Yeah, and I mean, most people have their weekend plans, and so Thursday is typically not the busiest night everywhere. So, you know, we're already closed at, at 6 o'clock, so it's one of those things we'd go over there and would have patronized AJ anyway, so now we just bring everybody over. And it's getting free stuff helps, all that. We wanted them to come and enjoy because Mac's been here 42 years, right?
Isn't that wild to think about?
It's insane. Yeah. So I would hope to have half that here.
I mean, seriously, 40 for anything is just pretty incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's... in like any business that's been around that long, I've been open 9 years. I mean, there's rumors of drag racing, or street debauchery.
Right.
It doesn't matter what they are. We still sell cigars. And one of those things, that, when I was growing up, and I grew up in the 90s and was coming around here and down here, and, it was... it had a stigma then, and so a lot of people won't ever let that go. So now they're coming in and enjoying, and now they go there on their own. Now they go there and enjoy because the food's good, the steaks are good, whatever.
Right.
So, we get to open people's eyes to what downtown Alton really is.
Well, and I don't think people realize, so a lot of your clients, they're from out of state. I mean, there's St. Louis folks that are coming over.
Oh, yeah.
They're all over.
Almost daily there's people from Missouri that come over. There's right now. There's a lot of locals that are hanging out because it's cold.
Right.
So
that's true too.
My heater still works, so they're in there, enjoying a cigar. We put 4 new smoke evacuators in there. We're trying to keep up with the amount of business we're doing as far as the smoke and everything else.
That's good.
But but most of the time, it's amazing when people come in because they're not even from this state, this region, this time zone sometimes,
Right.
It's just, it's become its own thing. It's, the reviews are good. Everything's been very good about, this location, this town, and everything that we're doing.
Well, in cigars, it's not comparatively to other industries, it's not as big as maybe like a tourism or whatever, but it's so passionate that it has such it seems like the participation rate on cigars is so much more strong than it would be for any other type of retail because it's such a community within the industry, it seems
I would almost compare it, so sneakerheads are...
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah.
You see something that says, whatever, sneaker... You find out there's a sneaker shop somewhere, right? We have one down here, Base Camp, right? You go there because you don't know what they might have.
Right.
That's why cigar guys always stop at a cigar shop. Like, let's go see what he's got, And so it's really like when I'm out of town, I see a cigar shop, I go.
Right.
I look for them. I want to see how it's laid out, like how the vibe is, how what are they selling,
And the people that buy cigars too, normally just the demos. To me, it makes you guys almost an incubator. You could be, because if you have somebody coming in from out of town that maybe is just stopping by because they wanted to go to a cigar shop on their way to 4 Oaks or whatever, Spencer T, you name it. They're seeing that hell, a conversation could change, anything.
We're constantly not taking away from any other tourism companies here, but we're constantly the cigar smoker's guide to Alton.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, what do you guys eat? What do because if you have this in common, you might have other things in common.
Yeah.
And so like the other day, somebody texted me like, hey, my 14-year-old wants a birthday dinner that is nicer, but not over the top nice, and so that one kind of had me, right? Like, I drink Natty Lights or I drink nice bourbons,
right?
So I'm like, well, I know cheap and I know expensive, and I'm like, so I had to really think, and I'm like, Santino's,
you can't go wrong. That's a good idea.
I said Santino's is nice, the prices are good, and it feels very elegant, for the money, for sure.
Did you Dan Ebbing was on my show yesterday from Grafton Chamber.
Okay.
Santino's is keeping the fish tanks. up at
why?
Yeah, the fin.
Is they're too heavy to move?
I don't know.
They're just drywalled over them.
They know they're keeping the fish.
They're keeping them. The fish weren't there.
Yeah, no, they're adding them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're adding them back. Not the same fish.
Those fish are so mad if they're still in there.
They're mutants.
Right. They're walking around.
Have you ever seen the Family Guy where Chris gets held hostage to the goldfish he flushed out?
Right. Those fish are in there having cigars.
No, the cigar. The cigar's having it. You know?
Right.
But seriously, man, this is such a good time with the vendors portion of this. Going forward, I'd love to have, if they have time throughout the month, just to do like a Zoom interview with them, and we can kind of preview what they're bringing in before.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Like a 10-minute Zoom just about some of their products, their backstory a little bit.
Yeah, I could definitely reach out. We have some really good vendors. I'm going to go off the top of my head. I brought my list, but it's just way over there. It's in that chair there. But yeah, so this month is me. That's not too terribly exciting, but I am going to give away
No, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's just something
for people to realize what your brand is, though.
Bringing a big banner. We're going to set up, and the reason to set up is to show the vendors that are the reps that are coming and the cigar brand owners, what I expect when they come. Yeah. I want full-fledged. Don't come in, half. I want you to show out. These could be lifetime customers, and and we've built these brands last year doing these events. Well, now they're coming to say hi and shake hands.
It's your moment. I mean, it's their moment. You make of it what you want to make of it.
I had a guy I said, if you want, come here and then run around St. Louis, do events, different times or before or whatever. And he goes, I'm coming in for you, Mike.
That's cool, man.
And I was like, whoa, look at that. So a couple years of trying to build this thing up, and industry wise, they're willing to come here, and it's really a big compliment to the store, to the town, to the I guess the whole community of cigar smokers.
Yeah.
That they're willing to come here. So it's going to be fun. I'll reach out to them on coming in. I know February. It's the cigar company's Black Star Line Cigars. They're out of Chicago. They came down. They're fantastic, nice guys. And I know I don't know the rest of the months, but I know we have Crux. Blanco's in May. I know Blanco's in May because he's doing the bike week and coming back for he'll go out and then come back.
Good for him.
Yeah. So, come out, support these guys, and then they come and they bring more, and they bring more. So that means the new release will come, to Alton before it goes to St. Louis or to Chicago or whatever, because we support them so much. So,
right.
All these people are. I absolutely idolize some of them. The guy in May, I've known him for over 20 years. He slept on my couch one time. We kind of came up, and his dad started the company.
No way.
And then he took it over from his dad.
Isn't that so cool, though?
And cigars are a generational thing. So it's, so there's some really good guys, some boutique brands, some big brands. Halloween's going to be Gurkha. They sell a cigar called the Ghost. I'm sure we're going to be doing Ghost specials on the parade night. That's the only night it's going to be not the last Thursday. So October's going to be Halloween.
So we're prepared for this now. We had a taste. We kind of know what to expect. I know how to get there in time to do it. We're going to be just fine. We're going to be doing it from there. We're doing it from there. Yeah. We're doing it from there. I'm going to tell Steve. Because there's we can still get the results for the judges and all that, and just get them texted to us.
Do you guys still have phones? Yeah. So hopefully we can put together by October bands back there for the daytime. Imagine just having a Halloween party all day. And if I'm not mistaken, this year it is on a Friday.
It is.
So just take Friday off.
I'm taking Monday off.
Wow, you're going way too hard. I'm just gonna.
Well, no, because I you know how much recovery time I need? I'm only 140 pounds. It's pretty bad.
So hopefully we can get bands. Hopefully the weather's nice and warm. There could be just a lot of cool things in that concert venue area.
Yeah.
I don't even like calling it a parking lot. The stage is built.
Yeah.
The lights are there. It's beautiful back there. I think we can have a really good time. It was a huge turnout, and then Gurkha sells the cigars called the Ghost or the Exorcist. They have all these cigars. So we're like, all right, let's go. They're like, we want October, we want Halloween, and I'm like, oh, you got it. And that's a huge brand sold in over 80 countries.
Wow.
And one of their top reps is coming here. So please come support these folks. I'll be here either way, but So tomorrow, if you're like, I don't want to go, but following up the last Thursday and then Halloween, come through, see these people from around the world.
Yeah.
Like some of these guys are, came here the correct way. They, made something from selling legit nickel cigars, in Florida to being the world's, top brand.
That's just incredible.
So we have a lot of really cool folks coming. That was the whole plan last year in doing this. And when I was calling, I'm like, hey, these months are booked. Which one do you want that's available? None of them were booked. I was just like hoping somebody would book a month. And then everybody was very excited.
Good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, they saw the photos, they saw the advertising we did. I sent links to the stuff I do here on RiverBender.
Right.
I advertise in the social and the quality living magazines.
Oh, cool.
So, there's print, there's online, there's rack cards I go and put in every hotel around, that have rack card information card. I don't know how many people look at those. Sometimes I do, though.
What's funny?
What's there to do in this
Everyone
town?
always shoots those things down, but I was always one, if I'm bored or don't know what to do in a waiter, that's exactly what I do. I'm like, well, I got to read something so I don't look like I'm up to no good, so I just pick up something and read it.
Yeah, well, we put the rack cards in. We started doing newsletters. As soon as I get a confirmation, I'll have February's done. We just kind of post them around here and there. We actually print them, and so it just a little cigar news. January's was, hey, it's going to be super dry, so make sure you're diligent on your humidor. Dry air is bad for cigars, so you might want to up the humidity a little bit or whatever.
Wow.
So so it was a little information, and I think we posted it and online, and then we put some here and there just to see how they'd look. And there's something on Cabana I just kind of whipped up real fast in 10 minutes, and hopefully they have spell check, but so it's like, now February's was introducing the barbershop and, the events, and it's always, the event for the months there.
Well, it's just so cool to hear how it all kind of works, and see the kind of gears in motion, because, for the folks that just see it while you're in the shop or while you're out and about for those few, just like everyone else, we don't know all the work that it takes to go into even getting to that point, too.
Oh, absolutely. So, like this year started 6-8 months ago last year,
right,
to get this year, and I'm only like 7 months of this year booked, so I still have more to get booked, because I want every single month. You're only going to see me once, that's it. So I want to rep here every month. I want somebody to come to Alton that has never been to Alton, and to sell to people in the area.
That's what it's for.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, and then, it's just, I want them to have a good time. Like everybody else that comes to town. You should have fun here.
It starts at 3?
So 3 to 6 is going to be in the store, 202 State Street. That's for your evening workers or folks that just don't want to get out. There is no tickets given out, but you still get the T-shirt. So you get the cigar deal, the T-shirt, and any other swag that might be there.
Cool.
You have stickers or whatever. And then 6:30 to 9:30 is the official times. We draw at 9. So at Max is when you get the tickets for the drawing. We draw at 9 at Max. The beer's cheap. The food's good and cheap. I mean,
people are cool.
Philly cheesesteak there is really
good.
Oh,
it is. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just simple. I've been just getting their chicken tenders tossed in garlic butter. Really simple, but very good.
I could dip them in some queso. Their queso there is
God,
so
that's
good.
To die for. I mean, that really is. Hey, are you still doing those things up at House of Bourbon?
The cigar events?
Yeah, are you still doing cigar events?
So we haven't booked yet. I have booked 2 of them. June and October in Hillsborough at the Red Rooster Inn. Like tomorrow night, I have an event in Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Mm-hmm. So, somebody's retirement party loves cigars, so here I come, Also just a really great
Tomorrow
day.
night?
Yeah, Friday. Oh, sorry, Friday. I'm already on Thursday. This day's already over. Wednesday's already over.
I kind of feel that
I've been up
you.
since 4-something, so
it is halfway
it's
done.
lunchtime.
Yeah.
I could have a beer right now, and it's really not either of those. So Friday is Mulberry Grove. Saturday will probably be unpack the truck and lick my wounds from just going Thursday and then Friday, and Friday will probably be a late night. So it's a retirement party.
Right.
So it's at a bar. So
fair enough.
Yeah, either way, it's probably a late night. I enjoy my beverages, so then I have to stop and then pack up and sober up and then make the cruise home.
There you go.
Without doing burnouts or drag racing.
Mike Willer, always good to see you, man. Before we take a quick break, I got to fill you in. Get over here. I need my mouse
Where are you going?
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's my email. You can't see that. Do you know I get the press releases from the White? I know exactly what's happening down there every second of the day now. I'm on part of the press thing.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you're so fancy.
Lake and Riley Act getting signed today at 2. Just sent it in today.
No.
Yeah. We'll have an AP story out soon. Hey, anyway, Carver's Barbecue is hosting a party. Or if you're hosting a party or need catering for your event, Mike threw me off on my live read. Let me just start over. Are you hosting a party or need catering for your next event? You hear me talking about this with my parents. We started catering Christmas and Easter and things. Like, why are we cooking?
So much easier.
Well, and then Carver's is cheap, man. And the way it is. And
so good.
The way we do it, because we always have those people in our lives that, ketchup's spicy to them.
Right.
And we got to find ways to love them. So, we get the sauce on the side. So there's sauce options for them, too. And then for real people like me that have flavor, we get that spicy barbecue sauce going, and life's pretty damn good. But, at Carver's, it's not just for Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's for the Super Bowl that's coming up in a couple of days.
Can you say that?
Can I?
Super Bowl? I don't know.
I had one of those earlier, Mike.
Did you pay them?
No. Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no. But anyway, Super Bowl. Well, they probably need viewers. I heard Taylor Swift hasn't been on in a while.
I have not.
Can I say her name?
I have no plans on. I doubt it. You're probably
getting
burn
sued
somewhere
twice.
now.
Getting sued twice. But seriously, Carver's, you got to do it for the Super Bowl.
So dang good.
It really is.
I really do love Carver's.
It really is. And Carver's a great guy. Local and just right here for the community at 618-467-9999 or going to carversbarbecue.com. That's pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and even their famous sides like potato salad and green beans.
Why isn't it here?
See, I kind of got mad too. I figured
if I had barbecue sauce all over my face right now, people would want to go to Carver's because I wouldn't even be talking, and the crowd would be happier because I'm not talking. I'm just eating barbecue.
I don't play their commercials by 11 o'clock because I get tired of looking at them right before lunch.
Yeah, great commercials too. It looks really good.
And it'll look good when you see it in the store at 2716 Groveland Street in Godfrey. Don't forget to tell them you know who sent you over their way.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway safe rubber tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 9:58, a little bit of change, taking you to the top of the hour here as we have a great conversation coming down the pipeline with Toby Harris. He's the president and CEO of State of Play Hospitality, and this is really cool. So over there in Clayton, they have Flight Club opening up, and this is really cool. So Social Darts is the state of what we're talking about here with Toby, and it's really this kind of marriage between like a much-loved pub and that fairground game, and it's really this most advanced sports technology. This is a really cool place, and we're going to get all the details on that. We were invited to be a part of the grand opening, but had some other things to do this evening and couldn't make it on down there, but it's going to be a great opportunity to learn more about it and really just get some more details. So that comes down the pipeline at 10:10. 10:35 belongs to the East End Improvement Association. Steve Schwartz, John Keller, they join us, and we're going to get the latest from them on just as we get closer to the 4th of February. All of the details regarding that candidates forum and just some of the ways that you can be a part of it. Really important to get to know the candidates and their platforms, and really just for you guys to make your decision because your vote definitely does matter when it comes to the local elections. You know, it's 9:59, a little bit of change. It is going to be 10 o'clock here in downtown Alton within a matter of seconds. You're listening to RiverBender.com and watching me on Roku TV and everywhere you watch this show. But make sure you guys are staying tuned to all of the updates when it comes to weather. You know, it's going to be a little bit spot shower. It's not going to be as consistent rain as maybe we thought it was going to be. So stay tuned to our weather radar too, where you can see maybe when you have a lull period in the day, if you don't want to get rained on to go get some of your errands done and all of that good stuff. We'll take you to a brief news brief now. Say that 4 times fast as we officially hit 10 o'clock. And Governor J.B. Pritzker has announced a $31 million investment through the Regional Site Readiness Program aimed at enhancing site readiness at 24 locations across Illinois. The program, which includes planning and capital-ready grants, will help communities conduct essential studies and improve infrastructure to attract industrial investments. 13 planning grants and 11 capital-ready grants will facilitate due diligence and develop projects fostering job creation and economic growth. The initiative, it aligns with Illinois' 2024 Economic Growth Plan, which empowers local communities and positions the state as a destination for business operation. Also, in sad news, the Neighbor's Bake Shop, a cherished local spot in Edwardsville, is wrapping up its operations this week, inviting the community to savor in its baked goods one last time. Located at 1010 Enclave Suite B, the bake shop is offering complimentary items with every purchase during its farewell week, thanking loyal customers for their continued support. Known for creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere, Neighbor's Bake Shop has been a cornerstone of the community, emphasizing the joy of baking as a means to unite people. Customers are encouraged to visit and celebrate the sweet memories created in this beloved establishment. Plus, this weekend they have a final event, which is really on our community calendar, where you can learn how to make faux desserts. It's kind of a really unique way to look at some of the arts and crafts stuff that's going around. So a really great event to wrap up the really just beloved establishment over there. At 10:01, one final bit of news for you today, and that's out of Granite City. A 42-year-old convicted felon, Kenneth Nickel, is facing several new felony charges following a traffic stop in Granite. Here's what we know on this. Nickel, currently homeless, has been charged with armed violence, unlawful possession of a firearm by a repeat offender, and possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, among other charges. During the stop, officers found multiple firearms, including a stolen handgun, illegal drugs, which included cocaine and methamphetamine. Nickel admitted to possessing the weapons and the narcotics. He remains in custody at the Granite City Police Department as they build its case against him. At 10:02, let's take a quick check at weather. It's 42 degrees. My sinuses are on fire and my allergies are through the roof. I don't know how you guys are doing, but we're getting through this together. 42, it feels like 39 out there. Air quality at 52, which is moderate, and humidity, it's at 95%, so we're in for a rough one today, folks. Hey, today cooler with rain, and tonight periods of rain with a thunderstorm as we head into Friday. If you joined us in the 9 o'clock hour news, you would know that the rain is going to be coming in a little bit stronger about 1 to 2 p.m., maybe around 3, and then by 5 o'clock, that big pocket of rain's gone and you can keep moving down the road. Hey, you can stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com /weather, and let's take a look at the next 5 days, shall we? Coming up today, temperatures reach 45 degrees and drop down to 42. How about them apples? On Friday, a high of 50, a low of 31, and on Saturday, a high of 45, a low of 35 degrees. On Sunday, a high of 63. How about that? I am excited for Sunday and Monday, and a low of 37 degrees. On Monday, a high of 60, a low of 30 as we head into next Tuesday. That's a look at the next 5 days, man. It ain't looking too bad out there for February. Here's a look at what's happening now, though. It is 42 degrees at 10:03. It feels like 39 out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545 or text RB to 618-202-4618. All righty. How you doing over there? Before we take a quick break, we got to take care of some business, if that's okay. May I? Thank you. Got to have fun every once in a while. Hey, with that being said, you can always have fun at Village Dispensary, where great faces and friendly faces and cannabis meet. You can call me a drug dealer all you want, but let me tell you this. At Village Dispensary, they're not about doing any of that. They're just about being a part of the community. You know, and that's why I love talking about Village Dispensary. Yeah, I have fun with the live reads, and I get to put puns in there, but I get to talk about a wonderful business. You know, at Village Dispensary, I can easily say that they have done more in the community than most businesses do in a lifetime. Why? Because they know that cannabis is new, and they want to be sure to welcome the community to them and make sure you know that, hey, they're here to be a great partner, just like they have been since they've been open. And I'm telling you what, every time you go in there, you see friendly faces, smiling faces, and folks just reconnecting. You know, of course, the incentive to go to Village Dispensary is their great deals and their daily specials. Like today is Thirsty Thursday, where you can walk in and out with some great drink products and really just some great stuff like that Uncle Arnie's lemonade. Ooh, be careful with that, though. Hey, and you know what I'm saying, though? It's great to talk about, a dispensary because it's new, it's exciting, and, it may make for a fun live read, but it's also great to talk about a wonderful community partner, which is what Village Dispensary is. Throughout the year, they have these canned food drives. They have these wonderful vendor markets. They have these great incentives to welcome the community in and for themselves to be a part of it. You know, at Village, they believes it takes a village to be a good neighbor, and they're all here for it. You can learn more about what Village Dispensary is all about and that inventory that makes Cheech and Chong jealous by going to villagedispo.com. That's villagedispo.com. And don't just take my word for it. When Lionel Richie thinks of Village Dispensary, here's what he has to say.
I want to be high, so high. I want to be
pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Agency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
So I was just getting tired of commercial breaks, guys. Let's get back into the studio. It is 10:09, little bit of change. I am so far behind today, my head's turning, but it's always great to talk about new, great places popping all the way up across the St. Louis Metro East, and Flight Club, no different. How are we doing today, Toby? President and CEO of State of Play Hospitality Group joins us now via Zoom. Toby, how are we doing today?
No, thanks, CJ. Doing well. Yeah, doing very well, thank you. Great to join you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I saw these emails from James, and I was reading a little bit on these, write-ups and just seeing what you guys have to offer. Man, this is one of the coolest places to come into the region. Take me through this social darts concept.
Sure. No, real pleasure to do that. So Concept was founded and created in the UK, great friends and partners who ultimately own the Flight Club brand. And we were able to license it in North America. So we have exclusive rights to operate and open Flight Club across this wonderful continent. We opened our first in 2018 in Chicago. And here we are 7 years almost to the day later, and opening in the wonderful city of Clayton, and this is number 8 for us. We opened number 7 last week, in fact, in DC.
Wow.
But yeah, the core of the concept is social darts. You're playing a real game of darts with a real dart, throwing at a cork dartboard. You have 3 throw lines, one of which the furthest away from the dartboard is the professional line where the pros throw from when they play, but there are other 2, so you can choose how far away from the board you throw. And there are 6 different games. We have tracking technology, so the camera technology tracks the darts, and there are 6 different games that you play. Very engaging, very interactive, and it's a really fun activity which people who've never played a dart or played lots of darts will enjoy.
Well, and before we get into what's coming down the pipeline on Friday, you just talked about opening up, being able to now 8 locations with this edition in Clayton. What's it mean for you and the group as a whole to see this growth? I mean, it's not easy to establish these brands throughout the country.
Sure. Look, it feels wonderful. And when I think back to beginning of 2018, in advance of opening our first in Chicago, what I was told and what we were told as a team back then, even resonates today, which is that darts is not a thing in America. That was a common refrain from Americans, and the truth is it's not such a big thing in the UK either. As a Brit and born and raised and lived in the UK even until 18 months ago when I moved over, I can safely say I did not spend my entire child and adult life playing darts. But I think what we found very early on, CJ, in Chicago is that the reaction in Chicago from Americans and the other markets that we've opened is near identical to the reaction of Brits playing darts in a Flight Club, and the environment is very, very different. The game is really intuitive, engaging with the technology, but more than anything, it's a really beautiful space, CJ, with a really incredible food and beverage offer. So people are not just coming to play darts, they're coming to enjoy time with their friends, their co-workers, and enjoy each other's company and eat and drink some wonderful produce.
Well, and you guys found a great location for Flight Club over in our neck of the woods. I mean, to be in Clayton over there on Forsyth, that's a wonderful spot. And just, take me through the development and the construction of this location.
Sure. Yeah, no, feel really, really grateful and lucky to be partnering with the 17 Corporation who, own the real estate. I remember very clearly soon after I moved myself and the family out to America in the summer of 2023, our head of real estate called me and said, there's really interesting opportunity in Clayton. I didn't know the St. Louis metro area. Obviously, I've been to lots of parts of the Midwest and Chicago lots of times, but quickly understood that Clayton is a really vibrant and upscale community with some great restaurants. As soon as I heard that some of the restaurant neighbors, that gave me cause for real excitement. And then in terms of the specific unit, it was previously a Mexican restaurant which closed.
Wow.
Really back to back with us taking the keys, and it had a number of unique features, including a really gorgeous patio. So the space is 6,200 square feet inside. Wow. And then we have another 1,000 square feet of patio, which is covered, which will be great in the spring and summer. And CJ, it's really, when I hear about sites and properties, the first question was, how big is it? What's the configuration and so on? This was near as damn it perfectly in line with what we were seeking in a market of this size. So the sweet spot around about the 6,000 square foot mark, because we like to create intimacy. We like to create an environment that you walk into. It's an upscale cocktail bar at the core. And when you walk into this space, you're going to see a gorgeous bar and a space that you'll want to stay in for the evening.
Well, and that's, you just hit my next thought right on the head, because, we have, the dart leagues around here a little bit, but it's not this experience and the atmosphere that you all have created over here. I mean, you have 6,000 plus of a floor plan with, great food, great drinks, and then a really great aesthetic. Add the darts concept on, the back end of it, but regardless, just that atmosphere is what people will be going to, because that's what folks have been wanting lately.
Yeah, that's right, and it's something that we see as being a differentiator for Flight Club versus many of the other wonderful activity-based concepts, and that is that we really obsess about the design and the quality of the environment, the quality of the audio, the fixtures, the fittings, so that we make the guest feel that they can come back in on multiple occasions. That might be right after work with a friend or a colleague. It could be in a larger group, but it's not just about coming to Flight Club to play social darts. It's somewhere where you would absolutely see as an option for a weekend brunch or drinks after work, and so yeah, that for us is one of the the unique selling points of Flight Club is the environment, the physical space.
Well, and on top of that too, I just wanted to touch base.
But unfortunately, it costs an awful lot of money, CJ. That's the downside. That with that design comes a cost,
and that's where we come in, because we. I love that, man. Well, that's where the public comes in, because we love just hearing this and all the work that goes into this. I mean, for us to see, this national, what you guys are doing nationally, and to have a taste of it here is wonderful. But for the folks on this side, we always run into this issue when we're going out and playing darts. Just to be honest with you, we have like 8 or 12 people with us. How are we going to get through this next couple of hours? This is going to be a nightmare. But you guys have this set up for instant scoring for up to 12. I mean, you have literally thought about it all when it comes to the dart side too.
That's right. And if you have 12, everyone is going to be drawn into play, and that's something that we see time and again. And people might have never thrown a dart before, CJ, and they'll probably come to the event and think, oh, I've never thrown a dart, I'm going to be embarrassed. And there are some activities with higher skill levels that and the truth is we're all terrible darts players. Whether you haven't thrown a dart, like, none of us are any good.
Hey, at least no one comes in and tries to smoke one, right? If no one comes in and smokes one, it'll be a good day.
Right. But my point, CJ, is that what's always interesting is the percentage of the group that plays, and it's almost always 100%.
Whoa.
Versus going to other concepts where it could be a golf concept, or it could be a ping pong concept. There are some activities that are harder, require a higher level of skill, and people, they'll choose not to play. They have a drink, they have a great time, they enjoy being with their friends and their co-workers. But what we see at Flight Club is people go, oh, that doesn't look so difficult, and they'll play, and obviously with the engagement of the technology, they get drawn in, and so everyone's playing darts and everyone's having fun and bonding and sharing the joy. Joy is something we talk about a lot with Flight Club, because if I'm playing with you and you win, you throw the winning dart, that's a joyous moment. I'm going to be sharing that with you, and because of the close proximity, that the bonding nature of being at the Oki, as we call it, in the playing area, as you see behind me, it's really a very connecting, joyful experience to share with a group.
Well, you just hit it right on the head, because how many times we look for that one place to go with friends, and there's always those couple of people that are a little bit more difficult to find the activity for, not because they don't want to do something, but because it's just, not for them. And you're right, this kind of checks off every box, and to hear 100%, man, that's incredible, or close to it even, is just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's not a data point that we are able to track.
Right.
But see it with your own eyes. And I talk to, lots of our guests, and it is a common comment that comes back in feedback, which is, I had no idea how fun darts is.
Right.
That for me is, just it's tremendous, positive attribute that at the core of Flight Club is a game that really everybody enjoys. All I would say is we're an adult concept, CJ. We really focus on, delivering an upscale hospitality offer and an environment that is suitable for adults to enjoy with their, say, friends or co-workers, versus other concepts that have more of a family entertainment scene. So that's one thing that often comes up is, can I bring my kids? Well, you can on a Sunday,
right?
And if they're younger than, I should know, I think it's 8, it might be 9. If they're younger than 8 or 9, they can't throw a dart. They're not allowed to throw sharp, metal projectiles around the room. But the point is, you're coming into environment with other adults. And I think we've all experienced sometimes being in concepts where you might have a bachelor party next to a kids party, and that's a slightly strange marketing message, and I think for me it detracts from the overall environment. So that's also at the core of Flight Club.
I know somebody that had their birthday party and bachelor party in the same day, for their kid. No, I'm just kidding. With that being said, I want to talk about drinks, though, because you guys have gone all out when it comes to these curated cocktails. And I want to touch on the darts as we wrap up, but take me through this drink menu. Take me through what the food menu is, because this is really cool, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, we really, really proud of our food and beverage. Our culinary program is led by our national executive chef out of Vegas, has been with the group for 4 years or so. And we seek to deliver really high quality food that's all made on site, that is also appropriate to eating around, as we call it, the Oki, which is the playing area, as I said, behind me. And so we're not a restaurant in the formal sense. We have a bar area, we have high top tables, we'll have some low top tables as well in the patio area. So you can absolutely come in and enjoy, a burger or a salad or, grain bowl. But really the core of the menu, CJ, is about having, shareable options, which are high quality. And they, they range from skewers to flatbreads, which is a core component of the menu, to number of other share of guacamole and peppers, and we've got some really great, as I say, handheld shareable options, and then a small number of individual items that if you were to come in and you want your own plate, that there's something for you. On the cocktail side,
Can I, real quick,
no batch cocktails in Flight Club. Sorry.
Yeah, real quick. Can you just send me a tub of that lobster elote dip, because that just looks out of this world. James sent me that on my booking sheet. That sounds. Right. I will talk cocktails in a second, but you can't just throw that on a sheet and act like I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, I should have mentioned it. I'm not surprised that now you've seen the menu, you bring it up. One of our most popular dishes, yeah, it sells well. And again, I think what we try and do, I was talking to someone earlier and explaining the history of the culinary program at Flight Club, and we started with a really top Chicago chef called Rick Resch, who's a really top guy, and we launched with an elevated menu that really blew people's minds. They couldn't believe that they were coming into a darts concept and could really work out what the concept would be. But when they had the food, feedback was, this is really special. It was slightly too complex, and it meant that the consistency, which of course all of us in the food industry strive for on a national basis, was hard. And there was also with some of the dishes, a sense that our guests didn't want to risk it. It was probably overly complex. Yeah. So trying to strike the balance of real high quality dishes, but also we don't want people to spend 15 minutes working hard at the menu, trying to work out what things are. I've got a menu in front of me, open it up, hummus or guacamole, lobster elote, Brussels sprouts, buffalo chicken sliders, poke tacos, everything, it doesn't need a huge amount of explaining. But what is going to happen is when it arrives at your oki, arrives at your table, it will be beautifully presented. We obsess about the vessels, the plates, and how the aesthetics of the dish, and we obsess about that it's user friendly on either a seated or a vertical basis. On the cocktail side, 8 signature cocktails, no batched, all craft. We've got a full bar. You can have espresso martinis, have whatever you want. The classic cocktails that we offer, or the signatures, are really special. We've been developing those over many years, and I think they proved to be very popular, but we will service your every whim, your every need, because the bar is well stocked.
Well, and
sorry, last thing on the beer, Jay, we have a principle where we only have one national draft beer in every venue, and then we'll have between 6 and 8 local draft craft beers. So the team goes through a sourcing process before we open. So if you come into Flight Club in Clayton, you'll find Modelo as the one national, and then you'll have another 5 local craft beers, which we refresh during the year. So we have a separate draft beer menu. So I've got a menu here which doesn't have the draft list because we're changing that up. We have a separate bar menu, and we find it really helps create the energy and connectivity between our bar team and the guests, because it's a point of, I know that beer and that's an amazing brewery and so on. So yeah, that just wanted to touch on the beers as well.
Thank you for.
I'm a beer drinker myself, so I couldn't not mention the beers.
No, and if I didn't do that here in Alton, I think I'd be getting run out of town this afternoon. So with that being said, Toby, before we talk about the grand opening itself, just a couple of more questions for you, and it's talking about. I want to talk about just reserving online in advance, but wanted to talk about this software. Yeah. So this was developed by a NASA scientist.
Yeah, it's a great story. So 2 friends who friends of mine I've known for a long time who created the concept, Steve Moore and Paul Barham, say back in the day. I mean, it's 10 years ago now. Right. So actually Flight Club's going to celebrate its 10-year anniversary in the fall of this year. First one in London, Shoreditch, and London Open in September of 2015. And came up with a concept. And when they started to work through how they would add the technology component to the darts game to elevate it and take away the pain of having to count back from 501, which of course none of us can do. They connected. We're introduced to a former NASA scientist. I've always been asked his name, and I'm not allowed to release it because the poor guy would be inundated with requests for Flight Club press. But yeah, tracking technology that means that the accuracy of the dart hitting the dartboard is to within it's like a 5 decimal place, 0.2%. The accuracy is very, very high. And crucially, which is something that people don't realize when they come in, you're throwing a real dart, as I said at the top, that gets at a real dartboard, and it's the cameras that are tracking the flight of the dart, as opposed to the dart being a different type of dart with some sort, or indeed the dart board itself having, pressure pads, which is, different type of technology. What that means, of course, is you don't feel that you're playing a real game of darts, which you do in Flight Club.
This is just incredible. And you can accommodate groups of up to 300 players?
Correct.
Whoa.
So one hockey or playing area, as you have behind me, CJ, would be perfect for, and if you're coming at a popular peak time, you wouldn't be able to take an hockey for a couple, but if you come at an off-peak time, you'd be able to play with your partner or another friend. But an hockey would be appropriate up to 12, 15, but then every group size thereafter we can accommodate you. And it depends on the venue and so on, but going all the way up to a full venue buyout, and there's a product called the tournament product. So if a local corporate wanted to do an event and bring their whole company in of 200 or up to 300, we have a capacity of 300 here in Clayton. There's a tournament product which means that they could give us a list of all of the teams with all of the names, all preloaded. They walk in and through the technology, it will say which team is playing on which hockey, competing against each other. Or we can just take all the names of the 200 or 300 staff members, and then we will divide them up. The technology will create the teams, and then the 200 or 300 company will be playing against one another, and there'll be a team winner and so on. So yeah, it is very scalable, which really comes to the design, CJ. So we design the areas of all of our flight clubs to be able to work for 20s, work for 30s, work for 50s, work for 100s, which is easier in Las Vegas when we've got 16,000 square feet and 20 hockeys. Harder in Clayton because we've got 8 hockeys. We do have an area where we can add another couple of hockeys in the future. But yeah, real flexibility on group size. That's a key message.
Well, and it's really just thank you for hitting on the event rental too, because I knew that there'd be some folks in our neck of the woods going, hey, we got some client appreciation days, or we got some corporate stuff that we want to get across. So thank you for doing that. Before I let you go, I've kept you for so long. I'm so sorry I did. I know you're busy. But Toby, the grand...
Not at all.
Oh, thanks, man. I always feel bad about timing. But Friday the 31st, that's tomorrow, $20 bottomless mimosa brunch all weekend to celebrate. What are we... Am I missing any detail? $20?
Yeah. It's an opening offer. We're doing it in DC as well, which we opened last week. Look, I'm a huge believer that when you launch a brand, which we're still in that place because we're already national, but we're still not a hugely well-established brand, that I really want people to come in and try us, and if that means an opening offer which looks too good to be true, then what we've seen and have seen for the last 7 years is a very high level of repeat business, CJ. So that offer will last, I forget how long, but maybe 4, 6, 8 weeks, and then the price will go to the normal, which will be great value, by the way. But we love to get some groups in at the weekend to celebrate birthdays or whatever the occasion. And for me, the opening few months, all about building the brand, building the awareness. And if that makes people sit up and take note and then come over, from your neck of the woods, come over the river, then that's fantastic, because that's what we're seeking to achieve. Get people in, and they're going to love it.
Well, and before I let you go, Toby, I got to ask you one last question, maybe a secondary follow-up. What is the worst dart throw that you've seen at Flight Club since the opening 8 years ago through all the 10 years ago through all the locations? Has there been one individual that you will never forget for being the worst dart thrower?
There's been a few. I mean, I'm not going to name him, and as a him, we have more women in Flight Club than men. Another surprising feature. This is not a venue or a concept that is seeking out any particular gender, but that we do have this wonderful blend of men and women enjoying, and we just do, because it's such a beautiful environment, we do just skew it a little bit towards the female. But I've seen a guy a while ago, I was playing with him, basically threw it. If you look behind me, you have a darts board which is not that far away. You'd hope you'd hit the ball. Then you've got the corks around, which is which is fine. You might miss the board and hit that. And then you've got you can see the millwork, the wooden structure around it with the screen at the top, and then you've got the walls either side. And this guy threw it straight into the wall, and it thudded in and stayed in the wall. And so I can only assume that he was trying to do that, but if not, then he gets the prize for the worst throw.
That's fair. Well, hey, and Toby,
can I just point out, we haven't had any severe injuries over the last 7 years. So I'm hoping that the St. Louis guests will keep us on that clean bill of health.
I don't want to say I have no doubt, but I have a very good feeling about this, Toby. And with that being said, the next time I'm in Vegas, I got to get a group and go to Flight Club, man. That'll be fun. That's going to be a great time. And then I'll see you in Clayton.
Okay, promise me you let me know before you go. Promise me.
Oh, for sure.
Drop me a line. I would love that, and we'll make sure you and your group have the best time.
Hey, Toby, thank you so much. I'll make sure to stop by and see y'all in Clayton too soon, because this is really cool. Thanks for the addition to the Metro East. For more information on Flight Club, flightclubdartsusa.com. That's Flight Club Darts with an S, USA.com. Toby Harris, the president and CEO of State of Play. Thank you so much again. We'll take a quick...
Real pleasure. Thank you, CJ.
No problem. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more Daily Show right after this quick one in the heart of the 618.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Suck it in if you're in Tintin or in Berlin. Make it a spin move or else you'll win. And then begin to see what you're doing to me. This MTV is not for free. It's so PC, it's killing me. So desperately I'll sing the other love.
Sorry, a better part of the show happens when the microphones are off. That's when we spill all the secrets. But now back to regular programming. No, we got John Steve in the building. Coming up on the 4th of February, the Candidates Forum for the consolidated election, which is oh so important, and Easton Improvement Association. How long have you guys held the forum?
Well, this will be our 6th in Alton, and I believe in Godfrey it'll be our 4th.
Yeah. So that's 24 years.
Wow. Well, and you know what I think is so important, and I just kind of mentioned it before we came on the air, is, you know, you see all the, I'll call it passion for, you know, the national side of politics and government, and I think that's great. But, you know, I would love to see more of that passion back here locally. And, you know, I've ran through the numbers on the show and talked about, you know, how we need to vote more here in local elections. And what better time to get insights than just hearing directly from the candidate. And what I like about this isn't really a debate. This is an opportunity for the candidates to say, hey, here's what I have to offer, and without the back and forth and maybe some of that static and buzz.
You're right. It's not a debate. It's a forum. But one of our purposes, two of our purposes of doing this was, one is so that the community can get to know the candidates, listen to the candidates on some of the issues that we have here in the city of Alton, but also to get everyone out to vote and increase those numbers. In the mayoral contest back in 2021, less than 25% of the population voted. Yeah. We had approximately 3,700 votes casted out of a register voting of around 17.5. So if we can up that, we feel we've been successful in doing that.
100% over. And, you know, was there an idea at first to ever do a debate, or was the forum always the idea to just have the candidates, you know, directly engaging?
Give them the opportunity to be seen by the public, like Steve said, and there are questions involved.
Yeah.
And those questions are solicited at the forum. We'll give out 3x5 cards before the forum and during the forum and collect them, and then we will vet them, so to speak, because the same question might get asked 5 different ways.
Right.
So we have to cull it down to one and go from there and give the candidate, 2 minutes, I think, Steve, to answer, that type of thing?
Candidates, the mayoral candidates will have a 2-minute closing or opening statement.
Yeah.
And then they'll have a minute and a half to answer the questions, and then they'll have a 2-minute closing statement.
So just to add some positivity to this, when it comes to total ballots cast, we are up somewhat. Hear me out here. So in 2013, there were 3,774. 2017, 4,091. Now we dropped a little bit in 2021, but we're still above 2013 numbers at 3,928. But I mean, you're seeing precincts where you getting 43 total votes. One vote could really decide something here in some of these cases.
Yeah. Those numbers might, now that I think about them, might be skewed a little bit because of COVID.
Yeah, that's another really good point too.
Because we did these forums in that year. The only way we could do it was via streaming. So,
right.
So we thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll be streaming again on the 4th, too. Okay. And that's what I think's really cool about this, too, is because, you know, whenever you have this to where it's just the candidate, it's not, you know, who can get the better, you know, shot in across the debate stage. It's just, here's what my plan is. I think that's so much more important for the voters and the constituents. And over the years, can you take me through some of the moments that you guys have kind of enjoyed throughout these forums? Because there have been some pretty good ones.
There has been some pretty good ones. One thing we do ask that the candidates stay after the forum.
Yep.
And that way residents can talk to them and ask some questions that pertain particularly to them. As John mentioned one time, we don't want someone to answer a question or ask a question on their potholes in front of their street. That's a particular one for that particular person,
right.
And that's why we ask for general questions.
Absolutely. Well, and that's another important thing too, and I think it puts more of a perspective back on voters, because sometimes, and this is just my perception because I've gone to a lot of the candidate meet and greets and just for the general election, what I mean for like state rep spots, just to hear what the voters have to ask. And a lot of times it's just maybe a misrepresentation of what that candidate is even, positioned to do with the role. Sometimes I think folks maybe think the alderman's, making policy for the entire city when it's a team of 7 and you need 4 votes. And this is a good way for the public just to understand how local government works too, I think. I don't know. What do you think, Steve?
Oh, I think...
I'm throwing you a line here, Steve. Save me.
Is that a question?
I don't know. Hell, I don't even know where I am. No, but it's just my point on that.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And of course, as citizens, it's an honor and a privilege to vote. However, it's also our responsibility to vote and find out and learn about the candidates. And candidates, when you have a local election like this, you can talk to the candidates.
Right.
You can talk to the mayors. You can talk to your aldermen. I know I've been doing it for the last 20 years. And you have that privilege in order to do that.
Well, and I think it's so important too, because with that local side comes the personal side of things too, because we, like I know a lot of these candidates personally, can have lunch with them, and same with you guys and all of us around that are kind of in the know. So to have it in this way where it's never abrasive, it's just letting the voters make up, kind of their minds from what that candidate's saying is so much more important. What time does it start on the 4th? And is there, for folks that want to go and attend, is there a doors open time that you can give us today?
It starts at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I would say probably we want people to get there early, and the doors will be open. It starts at 7 o'clock because at that time when they come in, we will give them a 3x5 card, as John mentioned, and they can write down their question, and then we will collect those at the time they come in, or in the middle of the forum with the candidates speaking. We'll collect them at that time.
We'll have a stop
take a break
time for that. The candidates for mayor will be the only ones that will be quizzed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And again, those have to be of a format, which is why we have a committee and collect the 3x5s ahead of time, because we go vet them.
Yeah.
You might get asked the same question 5 different ways, but you've got to formulate it into one question, and it has to be a question that all 3 can answer, not a gotcha to one person type of thing.
Correct.
We abhor that. We don't do it. We just never have done it.
Well, it's not healthy. It's just not good for anybody when we get down that road. And now for the alder people and the city clerk candidates and the other trustee positions, is that just an opportunity to hear them speak directly, not really a question answer?
It's not a question or answer. They have 3 minutes where they can speak on anything they deem important, introduce themselves, some ideas as far as the city goes, their qualifications, anything they want to talk about.
Whatever they want.
Really cool.
They've got carte blanche. That's their 3 minutes.
And it's interesting. Some candidates will take the whole 3 minutes, and some will not.
I think it's great, though, that you don't give a prompt. It's, here's your 3 minutes. Whatever you want to use with your 3 minutes, go for it, because it gives that freedom to the, it gets rid of some of that, maybe that gray area and static that people get frustrated with in the national election stuff. Right here, it's just straight from the horse's mouth. Whatever you want to talk about, floor is yours, Senator.
Correct. And you can say a lot in 3 minutes.
You can. Trust me, I know. I'm about 10,000 words a minute over here. Do you guys got a moment to stick around so I can pay a quick bill?
Absolutely.
I got to pay my last bill of this Thursday morning. It's 42 degrees in downtown Alton. More Daily Show. Right after this quick one in the heart of the 618. But why don't we do this? Take a look at downtown Alton, and then we'll go into a commercial break.
In no time at all. time to stall. The closer you get.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our day. I told you guys you can't hear this stuff because I need a job. I got bills to pay and my dog needs treats. Back to Easton Improvement Association. We got John and Steve back in the studio. We'll talk about the forum here in a second directly about it, but there's a food drive component to this on Tuesday now too, correct?
Yes. We ask that everyone in attendance, there's no fee to get in, there's no charge, but we do ask if to bring a couple of cans, a can or a couple of cans of
non-perishable
foods. And
unexpired.
Not expired.
Please.
And we will donate those to the Crisis Food Center.
Really cool. I love that because, to have a good community drive campaign behind this, especially now, what are they calling that down there? Social Square? Is that the new term for it? Have you read that lately? It's where they're doing like their block party for a good. They're calling that area now Social or Soul Care Square.
I have not heard that.
I don't know.
I'm learning something new, CJ.
Yeah.
It's never a good thing when I'm teaching people. That's all I know. No, but it's really great. So, how many can we not? Is there a limit that we can bring? Is it just kind of bring what you can, or
just bring what you can? Just there's no limit, but we ask, 1 or 2. We expect a big crowd, and anything that would be given would be wonderful.
And it helps them, the Crisis Food Center, restock after the holiday rush. Everybody takes food down there in the benevolent period time, and afterwards, now we're in the cold snow of January, and they need some help.
It's really good, though. It just shows, again, how East End really just goes above and beyond, when you guys are doing these things. Not to patronize you, because you're in front of me and could probably both take me in a fight. But, I really do think it's great, seriously, that we do this for the community. And getting back to just the event itself, you couldn't do it without sponsors, obviously. And it seems like you united all the media companies yet again. Look at you.
We thank you.
We thank you very much. Yes.
We thank you, the Telegraph, and the Big Z Media. All three of you put your differences aside or your competitive juices aside and said this is for the community and are sponsoring this event, and we appreciate that.
And I think you'll be there and on the air, so we appreciate that very much.
Yeah, we'll have a good time with it, and I really just think it's so important. The more that we can get that voter number up, because I always challenge the county folks on the air. I go, how much money we got in that budget to throw like $10,000 just to not tell people who to vote for, just to put like 15,000 billboards, 10,000 display ads up saying vote April 1st. I don't care who it is, just vote, exercise your right. And what better time to hear it straight from the candidates on the 4th of February at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. at the Great Rivers Hotel, formerly known as the Best Western Premier on College Avenue. Starts at 7. Doors will be open before that. And we'll start promptly due to time. And so come early.
And then with that being said, that's just for Alton, correct?
That's for Alton.
Correct.
And there's still the Godfrey side of things.
We'll follow it up a week later out at Lewis and Clark's campus in the Trempe building. And it'll be the following Tuesday, the 11th. And that will start at 7 p.m. as well. And
trustee candidates, what type of candidates will be at the Godfrey one?
We'll have the same. It'll be a forum. Again, It will not be a debate. And we'll have trustees, and we will have mayoral candidates.
Okay.
We will be asking, which different from the Godfrey, from the Alton, is that we will be asking questions to the trustees.
Okay.
And the mayors.
Okay.
Because that is a village-wide
I gotcha.
Vote, as opposed to Alton is aldermanic by your ward. So
makes sense.
The time constraints and everything, we had to limit it. So.
Well, because you're right, isn't it the top 3 vote getters or top? How does that Godfrey? Is it top?
There
4?
are 5 running for 3 seats.
That's right.
Yes.
So, and really just great that you guys do both sides of it too, because the more that we can keep everybody informed and just able to participate in this is really strong. I got to ask you, we've had this for 24 years now, correct?
Correct.
In Alton, yes.
In Alton.
And then Godfrey for 16
years.
Has there been one moment out of 24 or 16 that you go, good or bad, that's one that sticks with us forever?
That's a tough question because there has been, but I'm
Is that an off-the-air answer? Is that what you're saying?
I can answer that as well, but I'm not.
Well, and really though, it shows too, because East End, before we let you go, I mean, you guys are volunteers that come together. You guys have businesses and work career jobs, and you're developing the community. But take me through the group. Just when you put these things together, what's it mean for the group when you guys are meeting? What are some of the conversations about right now at the East End Improvement Association meetings?
Well, we've been working on this actually for the forum.
Yeah.
It came up actually going all the way back to November.
Wow.
Where we started talking and started
formulating
and the like. But,
makes sense, though.
But it's going to be the same as what we've had for the last 5 times. And so we pretty well know how to do it. And I want to thank Lewis and Clark for having the Godfrey Forum at there and the Great Rivers Hotel. They've been gracious in allowing us to be there. And
real quick, Great Rivers Hotel, can we get do you know the physical address on that just so we can get it out for the public today?
Oh my!
Where is the Great River?
Well, it's the old.
It's going to be College Avenue.
It's College Avenue.
Is it the old Best Western?
It's the old Best Western Premier.
Oh, okay.
Been
Sorry.
rebranded.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. I can't follow. It seems
Its
like
actual name is Great Rivers Ascend Hotel.
Yes.
Didn't realize. Well, I learned something today on this show.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is Chapala Mexican Grill still over there?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
That's a good
That's
place.
exactly where it's at.
Yeah. So to whoever's listening, don't get confused by where the heck is, what is a Great Rivers. It is the previous Best Western Premier on College Avenue in Alton, Illinois.
I'm glad we covered that then too. And then if you guys can attend, I highly encourage you to. This is the one time that you can have your questions asked and answered. If it means they're being asked for the greater community and maybe not just one specifically pertaining to you. There's so much at stake here, always with the local election, and you can be active and be a part of it. How long do these forums normally last again? Just to clarify that?
We try to keep it in about an hour and a half.
Oh, that's great.
But it usually will get out to be 2 hours. But,
I'm sure.
But no later than that.
Really cool. Well, and before I let you go, is there anything else we haven't hit on yet for this?
I think you touched all the bases.
I think we're in good shape. I certainly would encourage everyone to attend. We do expect good crowds. And
right, both venues will hold around 300 people.
I expect you to fill that, John.
We always have in the past.
Shouldn't have a problem. Yeah.
Shouldn't have a problem.
Well, and it just shows too why it's so important, and I'm just glad that you guys do this, because the more that we can hear directly from a candidate and not political campaign stuff, but just directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak, is really wonderful for everybody. Alton's is the 4th of February. Godfrey's is the following week.
February 11th.
Really
both at
cool.
7 o'clock.
Well, great to see. This is going to be fun, and RiverBender.com will be a part of it. We'll be on hand and making sure we bring you that broadcast in collaboration with the Telegraph and the Big Z. Before I say goodbye today, because I've been lazy today, let me just fill you in really quickly on OSF Healthcare, a brand new partner on the show, now a daily show. Premier sponsors, what we're calling them. They get lower thirds, and we're talking all things healthcare all the time. They'll find care. You'll find care as unique as you are at OSF St. Anthony's. Remember when you had to drive like 4 hours just to go to one appointment? And now at St. Anthony's, they brought in all of these different services. No more going to DePaul on a Thursday. You know what I'm saying? You're right back here in the 618. Go to osfhealthcare.org. Don't forget to tell them CJ sent you over their way. I'm out of time. Have a great Thursday. See you tomorrow. Try your best to stay out of jail.